Topol saying, can start to lower the biological marker of your age because exercise is the most powerful intervention that you have. Seriously?
That's right.
That's
And it
incredible.
decreases inflammation. That's another bonus factor. Oh, yeah.
And talk to us about that study related to depression and the impact that exercise had on people struggling with depression.
Yeah, this was astounding. This report kind of rocked me because, the number of people who are taking antidepressant drugs, these SSRIs, it's huge. And so they compared that in a large cohort with all these different activities from dancing, yoga, rowing, walking, anything. And exercise just was so much better of improving mental health than were the medications. Who would have guessed that? Because all these years we've been relying on so many people take them. That's why we had this Prozac Nation and everything else. So this was a real awakening, and I think the study is quite impressive. It should reset our need for, at least in some people, for SSRIs if they're not exercising enough and substituting exercise, or if they haven't been put on one of these drugs, try the route of exercise. You'll never be disappointed. And I think that's really what we're not doing enough of. If there's one thing we should be paying more attention to, this is it.
You say to live longer, we do need to address our mental health. Why does your mental health affect the process of aging, which impacts your lifespan?
Yeah, so this is something that, again, a lot of physicians don't buy into this, but the data is really strong. The relationship of stress and bad health outcomes, like cancer, like heart disease, heart attacks, and even the neurodegenerative diseases. So what we want to do is have adaptive stress. Like, for example, if stress makes you exercise more, that's really good.
Right.
But also, we've learned things that, again, I wasn't aware of all the data. Being out in nature is remarkable. Music, things that we can do more of that are good for our mental health. And so there's this interaction between our physical and mental health, which is deep, much more intertwined than we have accepted. And so if we're going to have a positive outlook, it's taking advantage of these things that we've learned from. And so, being outdoors, you can't spend enough time doing that. And it is really good for mental health.